Alright then guys, get the high-vis jackets on and safety boots on as well, strap up, get yourself ready, we're going PPE, literally. So this is Blue Hair K, and the topic really is going to be the news of Puyo Puyo eSports. It is a thing, it is a game. I wonder who to funk it, really, to be fair. It's quite interesting, really, and I'm going to be doing this little discussion stream pretty much based on the news that we've got. And I'm going to be tabbing through quite a few things, so please do bear with me on that one. There's things that I don't particularly need anymore, so just going to start closing things so I've got more space. Okay then, so Puyo Puyo eSports, it's a thing. It's interesting that it is a thing, actually, to be fair, and let's try and get some music on the go, shall we? Let's start off with the obvious one, I think. Let's get this one in, yeah. Right, okay, so let's get the Puyo Puyo Tetris battle theme going, shall we? Hopefully you guys can hear me over the music. It'd be good if so. So, Puyo Puyo eSports is an actual thing, and I can't believe that. Well, actually, in a way, I can kind of believe it, but I can't believe we're actually getting a new Puyo game. The last Puyo game we got actually was a couple of years ago with Puyo Puyo Chronicle to support, or rather to supplement, the series' 25th anniversary. Now we're getting Puyo Puyo eSports, which will be released on the PlayStation 4 and Switch on the 25th of October this year. So, on Puyo's actual birthday this year, it'll be the 28th anniversary of the series. 28th? No, 27th anniversary of the series, so do beg your pardon. We're getting a brand new game. Oh, say brand new. So we're going to talk about... oh, blew me. I think it was a bit. So we're really going to talk about what this game is about. So first of all, just going to make sure that what I have is ready, which I believe it is. So I'm just going to quickly show you guys the teaser video, which is up on Sega's website. So I'm just going to mute myself so you can enjoy this little video, and it's only going to be played once. So, as you can see from that video, we are effectively getting... It's kind of like Puyo Puyo Tetris, but not really Puyo Puyo Tetris, isn't it? I mean, like, if we just go back here for a second, you see we've got the two main game modes of choice. We've got Puyo Puyo Etsu and Puyo Puyo Fever. So, you know, it's been a while since we last had Puyo Puyo Fever as a bona fide game mode. I mean, yeah, you can play it in Puyo Chronicle as a secondary game mode type alongside with Puyo Puyo Etsu and Skill Battle. Hopefully, when it comes to the online side of things, you'll have a Puyo Puyo Etsu ranked and a Puyo Puyo Fever ranked. But it seems that they're concentrating on Puyo Puyo Fever and Puyo Puyo Etsu. So Puyo Puyo Etsu, we know what Puyo Etsu is all about. That's the main metagame mode. That's basically the game that we're all trying to push as being the main voice on this. Now, I was actually going to do this as a bit of a collaboration, but I actually want to gauge people's views here in the stream. And I know that there's been some alternating views regarding the delivery of this announcement, so we're going to touch on each one in just a little bit. But first of all, we're just going to talk about the fact that we've got Puyo Puyo Etsu and Puyo Puyo Fever as the main game modes of choice, which is, you know, that's fair enough. I mean, you know, well, pretty much it. I suppose, actually, before we go in a bit further, I'm just going to show this, and the credit goes to Twitter user @SpiritSnare. But basically, the official PlayStation JP Twitter account leaked the news of Puyo Puyo eSports in the early hours of this morning. And we're all sitting here thinking, did they mean to do it? Did they break NDA? I mean, but they thought, hang on, we made a mistake. We can delete the tweet. Too late. Someone has already screen captured it, and as I say, Spirit Snare was the one that got this one up. So credit to Spirit Snare for this. What does the news actually entail? Well, let's go and have a look at some of the slides, shall we? So, you got the 2 game modes there, Puyo Puyo 2, Puyo Puyo Fever. Basically outlines so you can do 2 players, 4 players, all that whatnot. The exhibition match details there for this Saturday at TGS. So, it first off covers up by saying it was coming out on the 24th of October for PS4. There's going to be 24 characters, all that whatnot. Gives you the game modes in a little bit of detail. You can do 4-player and 2-player versus. You can play against the com as well. Oh, sick. And the fact that you got the, as I say, the Tokyo Game Show exhibition match event, which is going to take place this Saturday. So we may get some more information based on that. So that's pretty much that one over and done with. So as I say, we got the rules up. You got the choice between Puyo Puyo 2 and Puyo Puyo Fever. Obviously, we got online as well. So this was kind of interesting for me in a sense because the technical difficulties. It's the very fact that it mentions worldwide play, that you'll be able to play against everyone online. As you can see, you can't really see it here, but you got is it Pure Yasekai? Just oh, so it's online. So previously in the Puyo games like Puyo Puyo Tetris, Puyo Puyo 20th anniversary, all that whatnot, it mentioned it as being like countrywide to a degree, or you know, it's like you're playing against regions in Japan rather than worldwide. So the fact that this is now saying it's a worldwide game actually gives us hope in the sense that it could well be localized, and I think we're all aiming for it to be localized. It would be good if it was. Let's see. Let's get some classic Puyo music on as well, shall we? So, as well as online, there's going to be a tournament mode. Now, as it says here, up to 8 players can play in the tournament mode. So, it's, as you can see there, pretty much single elimination, top 8. That's it. Now, I think this is online as well as offline. It would make sense if you could do it both online and offline. At least with offline, you can share the controllers around. And we haven't really had like a tournament mode like this since Puyo Puyo Sun, so it's quite interesting that we finally have a mode like this to sink our teeth into. I suppose from my point of view, and we'll talk more about this later, T8 is cool, but it probably would have been better, just in my opinion only, if you could do a 16-player contest. It says offline, but I think it could be online as well. So, you know, that's all great. What else have we got? Oh yeah, now this kind of caused a bit of controversy, and I don't mind actually showing this little bit. I think this has got people bemused, confused, a bit angry, maybe. And that's this. So this is a screenshot from the actual video itself, showing the character select. Now, it's pretty much exactly the same you can see as Puyo Puyo Tetris. Need something a bit more. There we go. I mean, Area B is quite nice to listen to, or Steady Steady as it's called, but much prefer the classic theme from Puyo Puyo 2. So we've got character select. Now this kind of got people a bit frosty, bit annoyed, a bit angry. Well, some of us were like, cool. Now, what we see here is we've got some of the more familiar characters. We've got Old, we've got Chezo, we've got Relu, there's Draco, there's Witch, we've got Carbuncle, we've got Satan, or Dark Prince, you'll call him that. Amity, Sig, Rafina, Ringo, Maglo, Rizukuma. And then we've got quest characters. And a lot of people are really annoyed at the inclusion of these quest characters. I don't know who these quest characters are, you know. I don't really play Puyo Puyo Quest, so I can't really comment on the Puyo Quest side of things. But I'm happy that we got Ali from Puyo Puyo Chronicle. We got Lagnus. We haven't seen Lagnus in a main Puyo game since Puyo Sun. And we got Harpy and Seriri as playable characters. You know, we haven't had Harpy in a long time as being playable. The same with Seriri. The last time we had those guys, that three as a package as being quote-unquote playable characters, it was Mina de Puyo Puyo, or the Game Boy Advance version of Puyo Pop. So, pretty cool, the fact that we've got those three as being characters that we can actually sink our teeth into and play as. So, there's a bit more compile representation, which I'm very pleased about. I know there's some people going, but there's no Klug, there's no Ekolo, there's no Lemres, no Feli. I mean, yeah, okay, they're not there. To me, not a great loss, okay? I know that's going to sound very hard-hearted, particularly because if Strange Klug appeared, I'd be all over that, because I think Strange Klug is a fantastic antagonist, and really needs to come back as its own character type. You know, having said that, I'd also kill for Doppelganger Old to appear. But the one thing that makes me curious, and I'm going to overlay it on top of this, is customizable icons. Now, I know people saying, that, might as well have this on repeat. I know people are saying that, oh yeah, but you can just change the avatar and that's about it, right? So, I kind of get that as being a bit of an issue. And I can see here on this screenshot, we've got Ringo, we've got the human form of Prince of Ocean, we've got Kikimora, we've got Lemres, we've got Rafina, we've got Maglo, we've got some dude from Puyo Quest, I don't know, he looks like a narwhal, someone help me out here, and Skeleton T. Right, the fact is you can actually change your character, or rather your icon, your avatar, which best fits you. Now this can go one of two ways, okay? And it's just two ways. Hear me out here when I say this, because just think about it for a second. This game, from what we've got at the moment, just on the sheer fact that it's got Puyo 2 and Puyo Fever as its only modes that are confirmed so far, we've got the roster that you can kind of see, and you can change your icon. Is there a possibility that Sega might include as downloadable content additional character packs, kind of like what they did with Puyo Quest? Because one way that this game is going to need to keep its support going is through downloadable content. We'll come to the price in a minute. The price of this game is actually pretty cheap for what you're getting. And it's not beyond Sega to lump together a character pack by throwing all of the voices together in one. So we know this game's going to reuse assets. We can see that it's got the Puyo Puyo Tetris character select layout. It's going to be more of that, more of the same. And from my point of view, characters like Klug, like Feli, like Lemres, like Ekolo, like Prince of Ocean, like Rafisol, these characters... Oh, I said that wrong. Rafisol, there we go. Don't worry, it's the R. It's the R. It's the R from the front. It's a true R. Don't worry about that. These characters already exist in other games. Like I say, Prince of Ocean and Rafisol are in Puyo Puyo Chronicle, as is Feli and Lemres and Klug. You know, and characters like Strange Klug and I suppose you want to go that way, like White Feli or Dongari Gairu. They exist in other games where they can already put all the voice packs together and just push it out the door. But I'm not being funny. They can easily do it. It's the same with Liddell. They can get Liddell out, no problem. So I know people are losing their minds over, oh, but I want to play as Klug. I can't believe I can't play as Klug. What's up with that? Or, oh, I haven't got Lemrez. I want to play as Lemrez. Or I want to play as Fenix. Like, don't worry. Even if you can't actually play as these characters, if they don't make the final cut, say that this character select is what we've got, and your favourite character isn't there. If Sega go down the DLC route, there is every possibility that they can just bundle the character in, push it out there and go, right, for a small fee you can add this character to your roster. You know, it might not be what you guys might want at the end of the day, but if it's supported by that way alone, the same with future game modes. You know, we've got Puyo 2 and we've got Puyo Fever. I would love to see Transformation Mode make a comeback, the main mode in Puyo Puyo 7. If that comes back in any way, shape or form, I'm in. I will give money to Sega to download that as a game mode. If it comes to the point where, say, Transformation Mode, it's supported in this game as a main mode type, i.e. it's one of the facets of the game that Sega wants to promote as part of the esports package, they could make it a free DLC for everyone who's got the game. So, you know, just hold back a little bit. You don't know what's going to come up. The fact you can customise these icons, there could be downloadable content, character packs in the future. So just hold back on that one. And the other thing I want to talk about really is this mode, the boost mode. Now, I think this is pretty neat to a degree. Let's get the main track poster up. I think this is pretty neat, okay, because if you are a weaker player, as it were, you know, you're not a good player, or you're struggling a little bit and you're playing against comes to try and training and stuff, you get a little boost to try and help you get better. Now, that's fine. Of course, having the boost mode means that if you're a more, well, not a weaker player, but let's say you're not as strong as some of the pro players. You idolise the pro players, you think, oh god, they're brilliant. And you're sitting there thinking, I can never be as good as them. Such as Lux, for example. God, Rusty! That's just... gosh. Well, I'm not going to comment on that. Anyway, banter aside on that front. Gives them a little bit of a perk to see if they can get over that little obstacle. That's great. But remember, please, or rather, not remember, just if you rely on this mode alone, and it's the only way that you're going to learn, you might have a bit of a way to go before you actually reach the next level. However, don't fret, because I'm sure this game will have endless modes, and it will have tutorials, hints and tips, and so many of us have done a plethora of material that you can find online, so all is good on that one. What else do I really want to talk about here? Oh yeah, actually. So, last thing I want to really talk about is the information that's come from the Puyo eSports website itself. So, the game will be released on the 25th of October this year, which is on Puyo's birthday. That's a real nice touch. It's going to be 1,999 yen. Note that it's download only. So, even though it's on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, you can only download it through their respective online shops. So, PSN shop for PS4 and the eShop for Nintendo Switch. It supports 1 to 4 players offline and 2 to 4 players online. Switch is 2 to 4 players via local wireless, so that's pretty cool. It supports up to 8 players for the tournament. But the thing that I've got down in the box at the bottom is that there is a mention of the arcade version of Puyo Puyo eSports that will be releasing soon. Which would be the first, or rather the latest Puyo game, arcade Puyo game we've had since Fever, that released in 2004. So that will be pretty sweet to see what the arcade version's all about. Now, I know the one thing that's going to garner a lot, and I mean a lot, of issue is literally the whole beef, and it is the whole beef about the characters. And this is one thing that I was reading on various chats and stuff like that. So I kind of want to get people's views on that. The thing is, I'm going to need a good bit of music that we can listen to whilst we have this very pleasant discussion. So I'm going to go and find... Let me see. I know what we can have. It's just come to my mind. Where is it? There it is. Oh no, that's Super Naza Puyo 2. Should we have Super Naza Puyo 2? I mean, I know I'm a Relu fella and all that, but I don't think it's fitting for what we need. Let's see, we want... That's the one. Right. Let's go. So we've got the Super Puyo Puyo 2 version of the Endless theme. Let's talk about the characters in all, right? I'll tell you what, I'll get the... Ooh, I'll tell you what. Where's that one? So I'm just going to move this off real quick. Take the icons off. I mean, look at that. You got Harpy, you got Selene, you got Witch, and you got Draco. What is there not to love? You know, hell, I know Relu isn't there, but that's not the point. Harpy, Selene, Witch, Draco. The level of compile, what's the word I'm looking for? Throwback, yeah, no. You know, the fact that they have referenced the old compile characters, they're giving them a boost, is brilliant, you know, and I love that. I really, really do love that. So let's get the icons back up. So let me read your comments. What have you guys got to say based on... Let's have a look. What have you guys got to say based on the... Too many mainstays and fan favourites of the franchise are missing in favour of characters that not everyone knows, even in Japan. Right, yeah, no, I get that, you know. Let's get the screenshot up, there we go. So again, let's go back to here. So we got the characters selected again. We got quest characters that even I don't know. I mean, I don't know who the four in the top right hand corner are. Like who are they? And I don't know who the two are in the bottom either. I don't know who they are. I mean, I know who Ali is. I know who Lagnus is. I know who Harpy is, and I know who Selene is. Let's see. Might do Sariri as secondary to Lemres. If they're bringing Fever mode, maybe some more Fever reps. Yeah, I mean, I could be down for more Fever reps. I'd love to see Hohalbird and Gogote make a comeback. You know, but I put you with the Fever cast. That was the cast I grew attached to and really liked the most. So many characters I really like are gone, and my top 3 aren't even in the game. I don't see why the quest chaps should be... I mean, that's what Wiz just said, you know. Yeah, I get that. If you Puyo'd from Fever onwards, and the characters that you affiliate yourselves with, that's a bit weird, but the ones that you draw yourselves towards, you're like, yeah, I've got an affinity to these guys, and they're not there. I understand what you're saying, but... Again, I mean, if Relu wasn't in this game, I'd be a bit mad. Cause it's like, what are you doing? Relu's like one of the primary protagonists in the entire series. Why is she not here? But then I'd be like, yeah, I'll just have to find someone else to base my avatar on. I'll probably go Sariri, to be honest. But fair. What else have we got? Angel the Dive. For the moment in PvE, I like CL. So CL's one of the characters that's there. Brilliant. I'm glad Ali is there. The roster will be a write-off without her. Oh, they got rid of Klug of all people. It's such an odd change. Lux. Super 302. I like it a lot currently. Super excited for it too. Could agree to an extent about the characters. It's just a tad early. So we don't know what else could happen or be revealed in the future. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. And again... From what I can tell, the one in the top right is called Sultana. It's Sultana. Yeah, Sultana. But again, who's Sultana? Like, Not. I mean, who? Unpopular opinion. Carol Mirim, hashtag unpopular opinion. Would rather play PPT on arcade than Puyo Puyo because it's more fun for casual play. Banshee Trio, please. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Banshee's cool. Banshee Trio would be a cool thing. What else have we got? Reminder that the only Fever characters are the ARS. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Amity, Sig, Rafina. Those are your only 3 in Fever. Likewise, from Suzuran, you've got Ringo, Maguro, and Risakuma. So... here we go. Thanks for saying. Got Head, Sultana, Seal, Penglai, Hartman, and Alex. Left to right, top to bottom. Okay. Well, okay. Well, again, I don't know who those 6 are, apart from the fact they're from Puyo Puyo Quest. I don't pay much attention to Puyo Puyo Quest, so apologies for that. I'm saying I've got new messages. Okay, so if, let's say for the sake of argument, we'll put the icons back up. Let's say that Sega do go down the route of sticking together voices into a character pack and then releasing it as DLC. Would you buy it, first and foremost? The same with game modes. Would you buy it? Bloomy, in my opinion... This game looks like it could take a couple of missteps, but it looks like a good game nonetheless. I'm still happy about the character. Wiz, all I know really is that Sultana was the most popular 6-star free pick. I mean, it's possible. It is possible. It is indeed possible. Cave it. If it had Klug, I would probably cave in and buy. Okay then. I hate the fact that I would buy it because I don't think you should have to pay for characters. Again, that argument holds weight. When you buy the game, you want to be able to have the characters that are there. Brilliant. You know, why should I have to pay more to download the characters? But again, it's... Right, so what Titus just said is actually pretty good. So, dividing the community is not good for an esport. In a way, you're right. Dividing the community is bad for the esport. If you want the esport to take centre stage, you can't divide the community. However... And this is my opinion on this. Take it with a pinch of salt. You know, and I'm entitled to an opinion. If your main sour grapes is the fact that the character that you have a close affinity to has not made it in the final roster that we see here, and that is your only reason for not wanting to support the game, you're being an idiot. It's as simple as that. I know that's going to rub people up the wrong way, and you go, well, what are you talking about? I'm allowed to have favourite characters. I'm not saying you're not allowed to have favourite characters. I have favourite characters. But if you're serious about supporting Puyo, and the character who you play with most isn't actually in the roster, is there so much as a major problem as to why you can't play Puyo without that character? If Relu wasn't in it, I'd be a bit annoyed. You know, the knee-jerk reaction would be, what the hell? What are you doing? What's wrong with you? But then I'd be like, well, it's still a Puyo game and I'm going to buy it. You know, I'm going to continue supporting the series. That's just my take on it, right? That is just my take on it. Okay? You don't have to agree with me. I'm not expecting you to agree with me. But that's how I feel about the whole thing. It's like, yeah, okay, your favourite character's not in it. Do you play Puyo? Yes. Do you enjoy playing Puyo? Yes. Not having the character who you like gonna be a deal breaker for you? Why? If you enjoy Puyo, support the game. You know, if, say, you go down the line and go, oh, we need more support for this game to maintain our servers, we'll just release downloadable content. If the DLC is free, brilliant, everyone's a winner. If you have to pay for the DLC, as long as the DLC does not detract from the central experience, I don't have a problem with that. You know, Rusty just said, what, be like Sims and cut content to make it into sellable DLC. Yeah, again, different game modes, including the gimmick modes like excavation and mission Puyo. Great. Because I don't think that's going to detract from the main game. If the main game is going to be literally just Puyo Puyo 2 and 20th anniversary, sorry, 20th anniversary, sorry, Puyo Puyo Fever, if it's just those two game modes, then that's fine. You don't need all the additional modes as such from like 20th anniversary or Puyo Puyo Chronicle. But if they exist as DLC and it doesn't detract from the central point, I'm fine with it. Cherno, I don't really know how I feel about it as a whole. It looks almost like a Diet Puyo game, which I suppose is the idea. Yes. Sorry. I agree with that, Cherno. It is a Diet Puyo game. It's watered down. Its sole purpose is just as an esports game. If it's going to be the game that Sega promote officially as being the central part for Puyo as an esport in Japan, when it branches out in Korea, in Taiwan, and, you know, don't forget us, Sega. We're, you know, we're advocating for this to be an esport in our regions. We certainly want it in the UK. We want it in France. We want it in Germany. We want it across the whole of Europe. We want it in America, both the United States and Canada, Central America and South America. You know, there are pockets, even Australia. Australia want it. You know, there's players everywhere that are seriously wanting this game to be popular enough worldwide where it becomes an esports game, where we can all come together and play it. Online competitions, offline competitions, that's what we all want. But again, as Cherno was saying, it's the fact that, you know, it's like a diet version of the game. Yeah, I get that. But again, it's reusing assets from Puyo Puyo Tetris to pretty much a certain extent at the very least. I don't think it's going to be that full-fat Puyo game that we want. I think that will come in 2021 with the 30th anniversary of Puyo Puyo. Hopefully by then they'll include Puyo Puyo Honors as a game mode, and Doppelganger Roll makes a comeback, because that would be perfect. That ties the whole lot together. Sorry, let's get some water. But, you know, this is just going to concentrate pretty much purely on the esports scene. So I'm okay with it. Am I gonna pay 2,000 yen to get this game? Absolutely. If the game gets localized in English, am I gonna buy it again? Absolutely. I'm gonna support the series no matter what, you know. And Puyo games like this, again, I'm not a Puyo Quest player. To me, it's not an actual Puyo game, so I'm not really knowledgeable of it, nor do I have much interest in it. That's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me on it. But I'm quite happy with the fact that Super Puyo Puyo Cross for matching service. Yeah, that sounds about fire. No, but it's just literally, it's going to be used for esports. It's just going to be an esports enabler game. If Sega use it as the official version for esports, and it does get localized, we're probably going to pick it up. But for the moment, loads of us that are really big on promoting Puyo Puyo as an esport, we're going to be sticking with Puyo Puyo Tetris. That's not really going to go anywhere anytime soon, especially if this game, Puyo eSports, doesn't get localized in English. If PPE doesn't get localized in English, PPT will still be the game of choice. I know the Puyo players go, oh, but it's got Tetris in it. You don't have to play against Tetris players in Puyo Puyo Tetris. Just do Puyo only tournaments. That's what the Puyo Cup's been doing for the first couple of iterations. Obviously, this coming Saturday, which will be the 22nd of September, there's going to be the Puyo Puyo eSports exhibition matches with some of the top Puyo players in Japan, like Sakuma Charm and Chemistry are going to be there. So that's going to be fun to check out. All the details, all that whatnot, is on the official Sega website. So once this stream stops, I'm going to go and grab the links and I'll throw them in the description on YouTube so that you guys can check it all out. I think there's not much else to talk about, is there? I think we're pretty much done. Because we've got everything that we've spoken about. We know what the game's about. We know the two modes are going to be Puyo Puyo 2 and Puyo Puyo Fever. We know that it's going to cost 1,999 yen, 2,000 yen basically. We know it's going to be on Switch and PS4. We know an arcade version is going to come out soon. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, that will do it for me. So it's Blue Hair K signing out. Thank you guys for your input on the chat. If any of you guys have any other discussion points that you want to talk about, please leave comments in the video. Let's try and get people engaged in this, get people talking about it, you know. Let's be civil about it as well. Don't just go, oh, my favourite character isn't in it, I'm not supporting this game, boo, you know. Actually, think about it constructively. Let's really go along the lines of, okay, your favourite character isn't in it, but if there is DLC and it doesn't, and through that way your favourite character makes a comeback or gets entered into the roster, would you buy it? If it was free DLC, would you enjoy it? Same with game modes. Would you buy certain game modes knowing that it's not integral to the main experience, but it helps with offline play, etc. You know, helps build fun, gives a more casual experience to the whole seriousness of what Puyo Puyo eSports is supposed to be. You know, or if it's like a free DLC like transformation mode making an appearance, would you enjoy that? You know, those kinds of discussions, character avatars, the main game modes, boost mode, online play, the tournament, all that shebang. Leave comments in the description and let's have a proper discussion about it. Because we can only learn and get better by having proper civil discussions about it. So, let me just turn everything off. That'll be it for me, Blue Hair K. If you want to join the community for Puyo GB, we have a Discord. The link is in the stream that you can see now. Same with YouTube channel. If you're watching me on my Twitch channel, please head on over to the YouTube channel. All that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe, all of that. We are on Twitter at Puyo Puyo GB. Come follow us. And that's pretty much it from me. So, I'm going to stop rambling. This is Blue Hair K signing out. Have a good one. And thank you everyone that left comments and had a bit of a discussion about it. Let's talk more on our Discord.